Look at your smartphone. Every text, every image, a whisper across time. We think this instant data, this instant history, is a modern miracle. We believe our ancestors lived a linear progression, a slow crawl from cave to keyboard. History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. Flashes of brilliance, then silence. But what if ancient civilizations possessed the means to record and hide vast amounts of data, creating smart archives thousands of years before the internet? Perhaps their computers weren't silicon, but meticulously crafted organic matter designed to last millennia, storing information at a density we're only now rediscovering. Tonight, we'll unearth secrets from a forgotten dynasty, deciphered by an intelligence not human. We're talking a lost king, a rewritten timeline, and the tragic reason why this advanced data system disappeared without a trace. It wasn't magic, it was physics. Consider a tangible piece of the impossible. Imagine you're in a dimly lit archive, holding a scroll from 1500 BC. To the naked eye, it's just faded linen, ghost-like smudges where words should be. An entire chronicle, a dynasty's truth, rendered utterly unreadable for thousands of years. Such decay wasn't just poor penmanship. The script was incredibly fine, intricately layered, and defied human vision, a silent testament to a knowledge lost. For generations, scholars dismissed these as mere ritualistic patterns, perhaps a lost, primitive scroll. Others theorized divine curses, texts meant only for the gods, or even alien glyphs, too complex for our understanding. The speculative menu, as always, remained quite robust. Our AI archaeologists, equipped with spectral imaging, peeled back the layers. Observe. The markings weren't random. They represented an early form of organic nanotechnology. The ancient scribes used pigments designed to react only to specific light frequencies, creating micro-inscriptions, barely a micron wide. Picture a modern QR code, but encoded with organic dyes, designed to subtly degrade over millennia, leaving behind only an invisible, faint echo. The mechanism was simple. Controlled, time-released data decay. A deliberate, slow fade to obscurity. The real question isn't how they did it. It's why. Why engineer such an advanced, yet inherently fragile data system? Why create a historical record destined to become unreadable to the very people who inherited it, or their immediate descendants? Look deeper. Beyond that singular, fading scroll, visualize a different reality. Not an isolated anomaly, but vast underground vaults. We're talking thousands upon thousands of these unreadable bundles stacked in what amounts to a colossal data archive. This wasn't some random collection. It was a systematic approach to information storage, a silent library from an era we mistakenly label primitive. What was in there? Were these sacred prophecies, accessible only to an initiated few, a record of forgotten rituals? Perhaps the work of a secret society preserving knowledge from an even older lost civilization, like a hidden Atlantis. Theories regarding these origins remain plentiful and wild. The reality, however, is far more elegant. This was ancient data compression on a massive scale. Think of it like a micro SD card for the ancient world. By using incredibly fine script and specialized organic compounds, they could fit the equivalent of dozens of standard scrolls onto a single, compact artifact. Your smartphone memory works similarly, packing gigabytes into a tiny chip. Here, vast amounts of information were stored in a highly condensed, physically secure format, accessible only with the right key, a specific method of illumination and magnification. The fundamental question remains, if they could store so much, why wasn't this knowledge widely accessible? Why did an entire library of critical information become a forgotten curiosity rather than a cornerstone of their society? The physical means were there. The logistics of dissemination, however, clearly were not. We required a new lens. Not glass, but algorithms. Imagine a specialized AI trained on terabytes of ancient script and linguistic patterns, deployed to analyze faded scrolls. Its mission wasn't just to see the script. It reconstructed entire texts, character by character, from mere molecular traces, from almost nothing. Was it a digital shaman channeling ancient spirits, a supercomputer with psychic abilities? Some even suggested the machine was simply making educated guesses, hallucinating patterns where none existed. The supernatural explanation, the myth of the impossible, is always the easiest, isn't it? This was pure physics and advanced algorithms. We used hyperspectral imaging, bouncing light across 200 different wavelengths, infrared to ultraviolet, to detect minute chemical variations on the scroll's surface. This was the ghost of the original pigment, invisible to the naked eye. The software then applied machine learning, comparing these spectral signatures to millions of ancient scripts. It identified unseen character formations and filled gaps with probabilistic models. It's exactly like a forensic scientist reconstructing a faded fingerprint, but applied to an ancient hard drive of forgotten wisdom. The system didn't guess. It inferred with statistical certainty, cross-referencing colossal datasets. The critical question shifts. Why did it take an AI thousands of years in the future to read these texts? What was the original reader technology? And why, despite this profound knowledge being stored, was it lost to time, rendering these documents unreadable for millennia? The AI's output wasn't merely a translation. It was a direct assault on established history. Algorithms didn't just decipher texts, they unveiled an entire ruling lineage, a ghost king and his successors, reigning for a crucial 150-year period previously unknown. This wasn't a footnote. It represented a complete seismic rewrite of a 500-year-old dynasty's timeline. A machine had effectively dismantled everything historians thought they knew. Naturally, the academic world erupted. Was this an elaborate fabrication, a critical flaw in the programming, a calculated attempt to destabilize centuries of scholarship? Cries of fake news echoed across ancient history departments louder than any excavation shovel. Whispers of digital sorcery or alien intervention were predictably not far behind. The mechanism of verification, however, was undeniable. The AI deciphered tablets, detailed specific astronomical events, pinpointed construction projects, and even outlined trade agreements. Observe the evidence. These details perfectly matched archaeological strata and independent astronomical records that had, until now, been dismissed as inexplicable anomalies. Picture finding a missing chapter that suddenly makes sense of an entire fragmented book. This Ghost King was not a myth. He was a logistical reality, confirmed by multiple, disparate data points. The system provided the missing key to a historical cipher, stitching together fragments into a coherent narrative. The new mystery isn't if they existed, but why this dynasty, this entire 150-year epoch, was so meticulously erased from official history. What kind of power could wipe away a century and a half of rule so completely that only molecular traces remained? History isn't a straight line. It's a spiral. Deep scans revealed something far more profound than isolated texts. We weren't looking at a simple library. This was an entire, interconnected data center. Thousands of years too early. Consider an ancient internet for top-secret government data, tax records, even long-range climate models, all centrally managed. They operated a full-blown information economy, complete with controlled access and specialized readers to manage the flow of knowledge. This wasn't merely advanced writing, it was a state-level archival system so sophisticated it redefines our understanding of ancient administration. Was this the work of some shadowy cabal, a secret society of priest-kings hoarding all wisdom? Did a magical oracle machine whisper these secrets only to the chosen few? The narrative of divine intervention always surfaces when advanced technology is simply misunderstood. Forget magic. This was pure logistical genius. Think of it like a modern secure server room from antiquity. Each inscribed scroll, each carefully crafted tablet functioned as a discrete, encrypted data block. Accessing these blocks required specific, multi-layered protocols, a precise combination of optical illumination and magnification techniques, almost like a physical decryption key. Only a highly trained cadre of data priests, we'd call them scribe engineers today, possessed the full operational key to properly read and interpret these sensitive records. This system ensured absolute data integrity and security, preventing any unauthorized tampering or widespread leaks of sensitive information. They didn't need miracles. They needed margins. If they developed such a robust system for managing critical state information, why did it disappear so utterly? Why didn't this smart archive technology become the bedrock for all future historical record-keeping? The mystery lingers. What force could dismantle an entire information network, a foundational pillar of their state, so completely? Look closer at the ultimate tragedy. This wasn't about developing advanced technology, it was about losing it. The most sophisticated information system of its time, a network capable of preserving centuries of critical data, simply ceased to exist. The shocking truth, it wasn't destroyed by invasion, nor by some cataclysmic natural disaster. It was undone by economics. Discard the easy stories. Was it a vengeful god? A world-ending flood that purged all memory? The comforting myth of a dark age where all intellectual light abruptly vanished? Such narratives simplify the brutal, complex demise of advanced societies. They mask the real killer. The mechanism of its erasure was mundane, yet utterly devastating. The specialized pigments used in these records slowly degraded, rendering the information invisible over generations. The precise techniques required for reading them, the optical illumination, the specific magnification, became lost. The elite cadre of scribe engineers who held this institutional knowledge dwindled, victims of shifting power, famine, or disease. The sheer cost of maintaining the readers, the vast storage infrastructure, and training new specialists simply became too high. Picture this: a world where we suddenly lose all electricity and no one remembers how to build or even operate a server farm. The data isn't annihilated, it's just inaccessible. It's frozen, awaiting a lost key that no one remembers how to forge. This wasn't sorcery, it was physics, but the physics of economic collapse and the brutal fragility of highly specialized knowledge proved more destructive than any invading army. The mystery isn't, could they? It's, why didn't it spread? The true heartbreak of this vanished dynasty, this silent, forgotten data stream, isn't merely a lost ruler or a historical rewrite. It screams a chilling truth. The most ingenious technology, the most advanced information architecture, remains inherently precarious. The challenge involves not just what you innovate, it concerns what you can actually perpetuate. Project yourself forward. Imagine archaeologists 5 millennia from now, meticulously excavating the digital wreckage of our modern world. Will they unearth our vast cloud servers, our encrypted hard drives, and decode the immense data we generated? Or shall our own information become an inaccessible phantom, a faded record of a bygone era, patiently waiting for another AI to finally whisper its long-lost secrets?